So there are 3 aircraft that I still believe need to be added in the next update. Rather, I mean, it's just necessary, at least for 2 of them. So it doesn't matter if it's just an addition to complement the tech tree or if it's really necessary. I still believe these 3 aircraft that I'm going to talk about with you guys, I just think it needs to be added as soon as possible, definitely in the next update. So we start off with the Swedish. The Swedish just got the F-18C, but I still believe they deserve to have the Gripen E. Yes, it would be another Gripen, but at least it would be a Gripen that nobody else has, right? In the top ranks, almost top ranks. So it would definitely be a 14.0. The upgrades include, of course, a new glass cockpit, especially for the Brazilian one. It's a very much, all glass cockpit. It has the new engine, the RM16, which is based off of the General Electric F414 of the Super Hornet. An upgrade over the RM12, which is based off of the F404 of the Legacy Hornet, right? It has an ISR radar, which is pretty cool. It has an IRST, and of course, upgrades to the weapons. Although some of the older ones could already take some of these missiles, the Gripen E would be able to carry the IRST, and of course the Meteor missile. So these 2 missiles, maybe they wouldn't be added right now, probably not, right? But at the same time, once the game is ready for these missiles, it would be able to do it. It is a heavier aircraft. It would carry initially just the AIM-120s and AIM-9Ms, but at the end of the day, it would be an upgrade that it's unique enough with the ISR radar and extra power and IST and everything with that to be able to be a 14.0 for the Swedish, that it's unique to them, okay? Also, you gotta remember that these aircraft, although it is not as good as the Eurofighter and the Rafale in terms of climbing speed and, overall energy, is still a bit of an upgrade over the older Gripen Cs and As, okay? So this would be the first one. I know the Swedish already have a 14.0, but I still believe it would be complementary and it would be good enough that we would have to have basically this new version of the Gripen, basically the final version of the Gripen, right? Even maybe a Brazilian skin there, that would be cool, right? The second aircraft is definitely one that it's 100% needed for the tech tree that is in, and it's the Japanese Mitsubishi F-2. Although the Japanese tech tree has 2 of, I'm not gonna say the best of the best top tier jets in the game, which is the Gripen C and the F-15JM. It's up there. It's a 13.7, both of them, and yeah, like I said, maybe not the best aircraft in the game, they're still pretty good, but no 14.0 in the tech tree, so definitely it is needed a 14.0 contender for the Japanese. And the Mitsubishi F-2, of course, is the one that needs to be added to this gap to fill it. What is the Mitsubishi F-2? Of course, I don't need to talk too much about it. I did multiple videos on the aircraft already, but what you have to know is, in a very simple term, is an aircraft that was based off of the F-16, so uses the Agile Falcon program as a basis, which is basically an F-16C with enlarged wings, enlarged surfaces, so has more drag, so lower airspeed because of that and everything than an F-16C, but more turn. Okay, so it turns more, it has an ability to pull more. Also, it has the same engine as the F-16C, so it will be a little bit slower, but turning more. Okay, it has a 2-piece canopy, which is different from the original F-16s, and the main thing is that it uses an ISR radar. The first actually in production and service, to be honest, to be using an ISR radar in the world. The first jet, right? The first aircraft. So this aircraft would obviously initially carry the same missiles that we are using right now, the AM-3, AM-4. In the future, you can use the AM-5, and many other like guided bombs, guided missiles, everything that normal jets from this era will use for air-to-ground as well. It can also do anti-ship duties as well, right? So this aircraft needs to be added. It would be the 14.0 4+ generation jet, IASA capable, very good 14.0 BR Japanese aircraft. Okay, and then the last one, which is a little bit controversial, but I still believe it's needed because the nation still doesn't have, together with Japan, a 14.0, and it would be the Chinese J10B or C models. Basically an upgrade over the J10A. Of course, we just had the J11B, and because of that, we might take a little bit more time to get the J10B or C, but I still believe that, of course, the J11B is not really fitted to be a 14.0. It's not even one, right? It's a 13.7. And the J10B or C would be a significant upgrade over the original A to be able to be on par with the other 14.0s of the game. Of course, it would carry a better radar. In the case, initially the B would carry a PESA, but it was eventually changed to the IASA. The C always takes the IASA. The B is a, they had basically 55 of them in service, and the C model, it's like 220. So the C model would make more sense. It's a more complete upgrade. The B was kind of a stepping stone for the C between the A, right? So the C would make more sense. It has an IRST. Initially the B used an upgraded AL31 engine from the A, right? But then they changed to the WS10, and the C uses a WS10, which is much more powerful than the original AL31s, right? It is technically the same engine, but it's upgraded here and there from the J11B, for example. So it's a Chinese build engine that it's better, right? And of course, it would have an upgraded cockpit, of course, upgraded missiles. It can carry the PL-15, for example, PL-10s, if I'm not mistaken, missiles like that, right? Of course, initially, just like the other aircraft, it would have the same missiles that we already have in the game, the PL-12 and PL-8B. But of course, the main thing here is that it would have more performance with the engine and a better radar, an IASA radar, right? Just like the Gripen E would be an upgrade to the C, the J10C would be an upgrade to the J10A in the same way. Better engine, better radar, right? Same missiles, IRST. That would be the main upgrade. Of course, later on, like I said, we could have, better missiles. Once everybody starts to get Meteors, M120s, Ds, or whatnot, like Derby ERs and stuff like that, right? So that would be it, guys. 3 aircraft that I honestly believe should be added to the game in the next patch. It's not like, oh my god, they're not there, so the game is broken. No, it's not like that, but at the same time, it is a little bit, isn't it? Because especially Japan, I think, is in a need of a new top tier jet. Like I said, the Swedish have one already, but it would be cool to have a unique Gripen for them that it's way better than the Gripen Cs that we have. It would be cool to have, the Chinese with a J10 that is properly a 14.0. And then the Japanese, I still believe that it are the ones that are technically suffering the most, the ones that need 14.0 the most. Okay? Let me know in the comments what is your list of 3 aircraft that you definitely should, think that definitely should come to the next update. And yeah, I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and bye guys, see ya.